Hey, Dan.
Hey, Jeff.
You want to talk about our top 10 favorite comedies of all time?
Okay.
All right, cool. We just so happen to have a list right in front of me. Um,
Oh,
and at number 10, we put Office Space.
that's a good movie.
I agree. Number 9 is Wedding Crashers.
Oh, that's a funny movie.
Love it. Number 8 is Trading Places.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah! Number 7, Vacation.
Holiday Road.
Number 6 is Beetlejuice.
Armado.
Number 5 is The Big Lebowski.
The Dude Abides.
Number 4 is Tommy Boy.
I Want Wingy.
Number 3 is Step Brothers.
Ah, I love that movie.
That's a good movie. Number 2 is Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, we are.
And number 1 is Wayne's World.
Of course.
And that has been our top 10 favorite comedies of all time. Thanks for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on Twitter using the hashtag WCBS. We are world-class bullshitters, and we are out.
Peace. Wait, should we talk about him?
Yeah, I think we should, actually.
Okay.
Office Space, man. When did you first get into Office Space?
The year 2003.
Oh, that's a very accurate date.
I know, right? I'm good like that.
You know, you don't remember who was the president in 2003, and you don't remember where you lived, but you know for sure that you saw Office Space.
I'm pretty sure the president was Obama.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. No, I never saw Office Space until probably like '04, '05, something like that, because I just remember buying it when it had some anniversary DVD come out, and I loved that movie.
I remember only seeing it on Comedy Central because they were doing a big thing about Mike Judge and they played that movie and I was like, this is amazing.
Dude, speaking of Mike Judge, he's had a very stellar career. I think he's only had a few missteps.
Extract.
Extract was bad, and I really bad.
Yeah.
The Good
And-
Family wasn't that
Oh,
good.
that was terrible. But Office Space and Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill,
And fucking Idiocracy.
all classic.
But we'll talk about this in another episode. Office Space, though, man. It's the only Jennifer Aniston role that I like. It's actually the only time I've ever liked Jennifer Aniston in Office Space, because she's not the center of attention and she's not a twat.
She plays a big part without being there all the time, and it's perfect.
True, and I love the Michael Bolton shit.
Oh, Michael Bolton is great.
I feel like this. I thought Michael Bolton was a douche until The Lonely Island, made him cool again. But every time I hear his name, I think of the movie for Office Space before I actually think of the real Michael Bolton.
I think of Office Space and the song. I don't even think of the real person anymore.
He's not a real person. He's a fucking...
He's a figment of your imagination.
I wish I could forget. So I'm going to ask you this on every movie. What is the best scene to you in this film?
Oh, I think when Peter gets hypnotized and the hypnotist dies.
You just have that revelation, like, this is going to be good.
Like, as soon as you see that, you know this movie's going to be epic.
I mean, I celebrate the entire catalog that is Office Space. I don't know. I want to say the copier scene, but that's pretty fucking,
Everybody would say the copier scene.
I'm going to say the scene where Michael, Samir, and Peter are in Peter's apartment talking about their plan, and they're like, your secret's safe with me, blah, blah, blah. And Lewis goes, your secret's safe with me too, Peter! And the guy goes, what the fuck is that?
That's the neighbor, don't worry about it.
Dietrich Bader's awesome.
I love him in that movie when he's watching the movie and next door and he just goes, change the channel, there's a pair of tits!
That looks like Ann! I'm sorry, man, I thought you'd want to see that. No, you're fine, Lewis. I'm doing drywall up at the McDonald's in Las Colitas.
Does anybody ever tell you have a case of the Mondays? Nah!
Shit, nah! Somebody's gonna ask it. I honestly could sit and talk about Office Space for an hour, but I won't, because I don't want the listeners to be bored as fuck.
We'll save that for an episode.
All joking aside, listeners, go check out Office Space. If you've never seen it, watch it. If you've never heard of it, why are you listening to our show? Because you're not old enough. So, Office Space, great movie. Obviously, easily top 10 of 1999. It gets my stamp of approval.
No doubt. Thumbs up.
Your ass. Number 9 was Wedding Crashers. Dan, when did you become aware of Wedding Crashers?
I remember watching the commercials, but I never saw it. I didn't see it for a few years, actually. And then Comedy Central aired it uncensored. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch it. And I loved every second of it.
Yeah, that, it came out in 05. I remember playing football. We were on the bus to a game, and people were talking about 40-Year-Old Virgin and Wedding Crashers. They were the two big R comedies, because rated R comedies had kind of died out by the mid to late 90s, and then the early thousands. You really didn't have a lot of R-rated comedies. And then these two kind of came out and changed the landscape.
It brought everybody back.
And, the 40-Year-Old Virgin starts out strong and ends weak, in my opinion. But Wedding Crashers is just a fucking rocket. It takes off. Every fucking scene is funny. Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn are awesome. Will Ferrell is awesome. Isla Fisher's great. Hell, Bradley Cooper. That's where most of us became associated with Bradley Cooper. He was the biggest douchebag on the planet.
And Christopher Walken being there. Any movie in the 2000s that had Christopher Walken, people would watch it.
I don't want to jump the gun on my question, but what's your favorite scene in the movie?
Oh, so many good. I think I'd have to go with when Owen Wilson and Will Ferrell try to crash the funeral.
God damn you, Roger! I'm gonna cheat.
I watched that part and I was dying laughing every second.
I'm going to cheat and probably list off multiple scenes, but the first one I'm going to mention is when Todd goes, "Death, you are my bitch lover!" And Christopher Walken goes, "You tell that mean ocean, Todd."
God damn it, Christopher Walken.
Or the scene with the grandma, where she's like, "Ah, you're in," and Vince Vaughn's like, "You're in my bed. Carry me, I'm too drunk to walk." And the butler's like, "Jesus Christ, man, she's 90. Oh my, there isn't an unfunny joke in that movie. Hot Route! What is Hot Route? I bought that movie, the first time I ever saw it, somebody gave me a bootleg DVD of a DVD, so it was like full quality.
And then you actually went and legally bought it.
And then I bought it on Blu-ray, and then that Blu-ray was stolen inside my PlayStation, which was stolen. So then I bought it again on DVD, because it was part of a 2-pack with The Wedding Singer. And I love Wedding Crashers. I could watch that movie once a month. It's fucking hilarious. And most comedies have the scene where the two friends split up and it's not funny. But in Wedding Crashers, it's still fucking funny.
Even when they're hating each other, it's still hilarious.
There are so many goddamn funny... Like, the opening with all the weddings is great. Then
that opening was awesome.
Jane Seymour is the ultimate MILF. I love when Vince Vaughn's getting the handjob under the table. Holy shirts and pants. I don't know why it's not higher on this list. God damn it.
Isla Fisher being an nymphomaniac? Please.
It was my first time. Just to think Borat gets to tap that.
Oh, that lucky fuck.
Hey, he's got to be doing something right.
Obviously. Yeah, he is. Isla Fisher.
Well, again, I could go on all day about Wedding Crashers. I give it a 10 out of 10. Fucking funny as shit. Just when you think the movie's going to slow down, Will Ferrell shows up.
And then it gets crazy again.
Yeah!
Mom, the meatloaf! We want it now!
The sign of a great comedy, in all these films on this list fit this, is quotability. This is the most quotable film of that year, and it's one of the most quotable films of the thousands in general. I mean,
it's one of the most quotable comedy movies of all time.
Yeah, there's a few from this millennium that are more quotable, maybe like one or two. But Wedding Crashers, if you're talking about great comedy, you want to have a serious conversation, Wedding Crashers has to be in your list.
It instantly.
Well, let's talk about a classic film, Dan. This is the oldest film on our list. And I don't think a lot of people that listen to the show have seen this movie. And if they have, congratulations. If you haven't, watch it immediately.
If you have not seen this, you need to before you finish watching this video.
Yes, pause now. This is the 1983 classic Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd.
I love this movie.
Next to Axel Foley, I think Billy Ray Valentine is Eddie Murphy's best character.
Easily.
He's so fucking funny. And we were just talking about quotes. The The whole looking good, feeling good, Lewis. I'm a karate man beat on the inside. It's just, it's so fucking funny. It's hard to talk about comedy movies and not laugh. Like, I just want to bust out laughing right now.
I wish I was watching this movie right now.
Instead of the rerun of Love Boat I'm watching, I would rather watch Trading Places.
Trading Places is just instant classic.
I mean, it's got a great cast. You got fucking Denholm Elliott, and for those who don't know that name, that's Marcus Brody from the Indiana Jones films, and this is post Raiders of the Lost Ark. So you have Marcus Brody as a fucking butler. He's hilarious. You have Jamie Lee Curtis in her real. Yeah, Halloween was her breakout role, but this is the thing that made Jamie Lee Curtis a mainstream star. Like I said, Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd are awesome. This is one of Dan Aykroyd's last thin films before the post Ghostbusters weight gain that he never took off.
Yep.
And it's funny because it deals with a serious subject matter.
Money.
But it's the best movie about the stock market.
Because it's completely satires everything about it.
True, but all the stock market stuff is real. Like, that's all how it works. It's not bullshit. It's taking a real boring premise and making it amazing.
Makes it hilarious.
Now, I would ask you the question, when did you discover this movie? All I can tell you is I found it on cable as a kid, or I found it on broadcast TV as a kid, because I knew Eddie Murphy growing up. I mean, everybody knows Eddie Murphy.
Period.
And then it's just a movie I got on DVD. I watched it on Netflix a lot. It's my favorite New Year's movie of all time.
And Christmas.
It does take place on Christmas. It
is one of my top Christmas movies.
I agree. It's not Die Hard good, but it's fucking phenomenal. And I just want to say for the record, I like Beverly Hills Cop more, but I consider Beverly Hills Cop an action movie, and that's why it's not on this list.
It's right. We went with straight comedies, mostly.
Yeah. Well, now, speaking of comedies and what makes you laugh, Dan, what's your favorite scene of this film?
So hard to pick one. What's your favorite scene?
My favorite is the Christmas party scene where Dan Aykroyd dresses up as Santa Claus.
I love that scene.
And I like it all the way until the end where he tries to shoot himself in the head and it doesn't work, so he throws the gun on the ground and it
shoots afterwards.
I love that. The movie's great, but when he's on the bus after the Christmas party and he takes the side of salmon and he peels the beard off of it and then he just bites into it, that is when he has hit rock bottom. And it's sad but funny.
I think my favorite scene is when all the four main cast, Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, Coleman, and Ophelia are all on the bus with Clarence, and they're all different characters for the New Year's party and shit.
Fuck, I should have said that scene. Lionel Jones! Honestly, that movie has changed my life because I don't say Happy New Year anymore. I say Merry New Year!
It's Happy New Year.
Here we
say Happy New Year.
And dude, every time I drive to Michigan, there's a sign that says Beef Jerky Unlimited. And when I drive past it, I go, Beef Jerky time!
And Jim Belushi is in this movie, just randomly.
And he's really good for once and only.
Or James Belushi.
No, it's Jim.
The one that was alive.
Jim and James Belushi are the same person, just for the record, Dan. It's John Belushi that had died already.
The one that was alive.
Yes. Again, I
love when they take him out of the suit and he's just like, hey, look at me.
Al Franken's really funny in this movie. I think he's a senator, or was a senator.
I think so too.
Hey, you know what? If your career starts out in a film directed by John Landis and you make it to SNL, you will make it in politics.
There you go.
Well, that was Trading Places. Now, that same year, another comedy classic came out. I love this movie. I've been watching it ever since I was a little kid. It's my favorite fictional family. If I could either live with them or the Banks from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I would. I'm talking about the Griswolds, and I'm talking about National Lampoon's Vacation.
Instant classic.
Funny as shit. Great premise. One of the best road movies of all time. In my opinion, the best road movie of all time is on our list, but the top 3 road movies happen to be on this list as well.
We like road movies.
We do, a lot. Dan, how do you feel about this Vacation?
This is my favorite vacation movie.
Same here. Do me a favor. List off of the ones you've seen. Rank them.
The ones I've seen, let's see. Number one is the just classic Vacation. Number two, I would say Christmas Vacation for me.
Is that all you've seen?
I've seen European Vacation. That's number three, and those are the only ones I haven't seen. Vegas Vacation.
I've seen all but the new one.
I haven't seen that one either.
I'm gonna rank the original as one. I don't know. I think I'm gonna put European Vacation as my second favorite over Christmas Vacation because I love Christmas Vacation, but they don't go anywhere, and I know you stay home and shit, but I just like European Vacation more. I think some of the jokes are funnier. The whole Big Ben Parliament thing makes me laugh. Every time I see a picture of Big Ben, I think of Chevy Chase's dopey ass looking out the window. Big Ben Parliament! And he goes crazy. And then I'll do Christmas, and then Vegas. I mean, they all range from good to great. I don't think there's truly a bad vacation film.
Until the remake.
Well, it's so bad I haven't wanted to watch it yet, which I'm going to go there. Remakes are a whole nother episode. But Dan, what is your favorite scene in Vacation?
I love the first time he sees Christy Brinkley when his wife is sleeping.
You know, I want to bring up a point that I tell people, but I've never been able to say it on this show. I think Beverly D'Angelo is just as hot as Christy Brinkley. And you know, within the context of the story, you know she wants to bang Clark all the time. So, why does he want to cheat with a younger woman? Beverly D'Angelo is hot, has bigger tits, wants to bang all the time. What more could you ask for?
How would you not want to bang Beverly D'Angelo in this?
And I could understand if he looks over at his wife and she's frumpy and boring, but you look over and it's Ellen Griswold and she's a fucking MILF and a half. I mean, this is a fine woman. That's the only thing when I watch that movie I go, why would you? I mean, Christy Brinkley is hot, but I would go for Beverly D'Angelo.
Beverly D'Angelo's instant catch. 10 out of 10 on that.
Hey, congratulations, Al Pacino. Though you've aged terribly and you look like a Shar-Pei, you were banging her for years. My favorite scene is the part where you see them driving on the highway and you see Audrey and Rusty sleeping, and then it pans up to Ellen and she's sleeping, and then it pans over to Clark and he's sleeping. And then they go off the fucking highway. And
That's hilarious.
And the guy pulls the dog back by its fucking collar, and you hear it yelp "Ow!" And then the car spins around and they park and they go, all right, kids, we're here, up and at 'em. That part is just fucking awesome.
I would like to list another scene that I loved.
Sure.
I loved when they took John Candy and made him ride all the rides with them.
Rusty, I might puke.
Rusty, I might puke. You're getting on the ride.
That's a BB gun. I could break the skin. You couldn't even break the skin. I couldn't. It could leave an infection. Since you said a second scene, this is a dumb scene that I'm going to mention, and I guess it's only funny to me, but when he tries to offer the guy the personal check, and he slams down on the counter, and the thing opens up, he puts in his check and steals the money. And then, but that's not what makes me laugh. When his wife goes, let's look at the Grand Canyon, he puts his arm around her shoulder and he bounces up and down, and then they run off. I did that today when we were looking at some stupid sign. I was like, and then we walked away. It's the little shit like that makes that movie so good. Yeah, the big stuff's awesome. Like today, we were hanging out, we saw Hardcore Henry, and we went up to this comic book store, and it was closed. And I said, we got Wally Worlded. And that's the biggest joke of the movie is that they travel there and it's closed.
And then he goes insane.
I'm on a pilgrimage to see a moose. Hell, praise Marty Moose.
Damn moose.
This, of the movies we've listed so far, this may be the one I've seen the most.
Not mine.
Well, yeah, but I'm looking at the whole list, and I think there are other movies I've seen more than this on the list, but of the ones we've listed so far, I can safely say I've seen Vacation more than Trading Places, Wedding Crashers, and Office Space.
Oh, those three, yes. I believe the next movie I've seen the most.
I may have been watching this. I may have seen this movie the most. I don't know. It's not your traditional comedy, but it's funny as shit to us. That is Beetlejuice.
I love Beetlejuice.
It's the second best film of 1988, next to Die Hard, and maybe the video of my birth.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie. All right.
It is. So, how did you get introduced to Beetlejuice?
I actually watched the cartoon every day I could as a child, and then I saw the movie and originally hated it because it was nothing like the cartoon. Then I watched the movie again and I fucking loved it.
Same with me. Watched the cartoon all the time. Even had the toys. Couldn't understand why when I watched the movie Beetlejuice was the bad guy. But I couldn't. It was one of those movies that I was so intrigued by that I couldn't stop watching it. So, fuck. I mean, I'm 27. Let's say I've been watching this movie for 24 years. I mean, I was watching it as a little kid. I love it. I own it twice on DVD. We talk about it all the fucking time.
Instant quotes. Come on.
Like I said, every film that we've mentioned so far is quotable, and this is not. This is one of them. Okay, let's talk about some favorite scenes, because Beetlejuice we love. It was hard to put it this high up on the list.
I was sad that it was only number, 6?
Yeah.
Is that where we're at? I was sad it didn't crack the top 10, but that's how good these other movies are.
Dan, it did crack the top 10 because everything is
top 5.
Okay. Just wanted to keep you straight, man.
I got this.
What's your favorite Beetlejuice scene, sir?
I love the nice fucking model.
Yeah, the one F-bomb they dropped in a PG film is great.
It is classic moment.
I don't know if this is my favorite scene, but it's surely my favorite line where Lydia goes, "Oh, Otho, you can't even change a tire."
I would love, after seeing everyone else laugh at that part, I would like to think that wasn't in the script and then she just added it, but I'm sure it was. Because it pans to everyone else and even they're laughing at it, so that was beautiful.
Oh man, that is my favorite line. I don't know if it's the best scene. I'm trying to think of.
It's hard to pick one good scene.
Oh, the ending is, to me, like, best scene for, like, shot for shot. The end scene is the best when they resurrect Adam and Barbara, and then they try to get Beetlejuice to marry Lydia, or Beetlejuice tries to marry Lydia. That whole, from them resurrecting to the end of the film is just fucking phenomenal.
It is amazing.
Where she goes, "Beetlejuice!" And he goes, "Eat!" She has
Beetlejuice!
Yes, you're right. And then Adam fucking drives the little car into his foot.
And then the sandworm just comes out of nowhere and eats him?
Yeah, that fucking movie is awesome. I mean...
I fucking love this movie.
What are some other scenes you like?
Oh, when he's the theme park attraction and he shoots the people through the roof.
Robert Goulet?
Robert Goulet.
I do love the Deo scene at the table.
Oh, talk about a fucking beautiful moment.
I think that's the most iconic scene of the film.
Has to be.
It's weird, for a movie called Beetlejuice, he's not in it that much.
And when he's in it, he is the star.
It's a lot like Silence of the Lambs, except, funny.
It's a lot like Silence of the Lambs, only minus eating people and funny.
Yeah. I was going to say, except it's good, but Silence of the Lambs is a good film. I can't really shit on it.
Yeah, it is a good film.
God damn, Beetlejuice, fucking awesome. Another 10 out of 10 film I would, give. I can't give it enough praise.
I watch it all the time.
I do too.
I've seen it about 167 times.
It keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Plus, you're talking to We're Not Dead. Not yet.
The bullshitters.
One final scene I'm going to mention before we move on to our number 5. I love the part where Alec Baldwin's like, "The handbook for the recently diseased," and she goes, "Deceased," and the music goes, it stops when he says diseased, and then she says deceased, he goes, "Eh," and it keeps playing after she corrects him. Oh, man.
I love that movie.
Fucking phenomenal. This movie, I felt it deserved to be number 5. I guess I love Beetlejuice more, but I think this movie's better.
I think more people will relate to this movie.
Yeah, it's The Big Lebowski. God damn, it's a fucking awesome movie. And it was a flop when it first came out, really.
It was a big disappointment when it came out.
Well, in theaters, once it hit video, that's where
it was
following.
It's got the Boondock Saints style. Did bad in theaters, did great on VHS and DVD when VHS was a thing.
Yeah. So, do you own The Big Lebowski on DVD?
I do not.
I do. So far, every movie we've listed, I own on DVD, some on Blu-ray. I actually own every movie on this list.
Well, you are a gentleman and a scholar.
You know where my allegiance lies. These movies. Jeff Bridges obviously plays the dude, but he does more than play this role. He lives this role. When I watch this movie, I don't see an actor.
I see a dude just hanging out.
I just see a dude hanging out, and you know what? He, as great as he is, everyone else is great too.
John Goodman, great.
John Goodman may steal the show in that movie.
John Goodman is his best in this movie.
It's a ringer, dude.
Am I the only one who fucking cares about the rules?
I think the funniest part. Well, obviously this is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass is the best scene in my opinion.
That is my favorite scene.
No. Sorry, I'm wrong. The dream sequence when it plays "Just Dropped In."
The only reason I like that song is because of that movie.
Same here. Do not like Kenny Rogers. Do not like, was it new first edition? Don't really like a lot of old school. Well, I like a lot of old school music. I take that back. I don't like a lot of music that's in that movie.
I don't like Kenny Rogers.
I hate the fucking Eagles, man.
Yeah, but that song is epic.
That song is phenomenal. It's so cool. That scene is sweet. When he fucking starts jiving in there and he's dancing, and then he looks over at Saddam Hussein to get those bowling shoes, and then the part where he goes down the alley and looks up the girl's skirts.
It's great.
That had to be the best film shoot ever. You get to look at pussy and dance.
I love this.
It's like what Hail Caesar should have been. Good.
Great movie.
Yeah, but that Hail Caesar was not that good.
No, it was not.
One of the funniest.
And Donnie? Come on, Donnie was awesome.
I wish he wouldn't have died.
Well, he was out of his league.
You're out of your element, Donnie. Shut the fuck up. Dude, that movie is the reason that I wanted to try In-N-Out Burger so bad.
And I'm so glad we did.
Yeah, that's, you know what, The Big Lebowski is better than Beetlejuice because Big Lebowski changed my life.
It made us gain weight.
Yeah, I've been to In-N-Out Burger about 6 times in my life, and I really wish I could go back today.
I would love to.
But it's not an option in Ohio, Dan.
Damn.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say about The Big Lebowski?
White Russians are good.
They are delicious. And
Thank you, Big Lebowski.
Every time I'm in a bathrobe, I think I'm like the dude.
Except every time I'm bowling, I think I'm the dude. We
should go bowling in bathrobes.
I'm game.
You'll be playing a game.
Oh.
I want to bring up one final scene. The part where they're going to drop off the money to get Bunny Lebowski. And Walter's like, it's a setup, dude. It's a ringer for a ringer. And he rolls out of the car and drops the gun. And it spins around. And I think it shoots out a tire or something. Oh my god. John Goodman for the fucking man as Walter Sobchak.
I don't roll on Saturday.
Shomer Shabbos, dude. I don't roll on the Sabbath. She's not your fucking wife anymore, Walter. You don't have to change religion or whatever he says. That's not verbatim.
I'm sorry. One more scene I like is when after Donnie dies, they toss out the ashes over the ocean. They just fly into his face.
And he's talking about Nom the whole time.
I'm sorry, dude.
The only thing that sucks about that movie is that it has to end.
That's how we feel about most of these movies, though.
The next couple of movies we're about to list are movies that I'd love to know what happened the day after the movie ends.
Oh, yes.
Let's talk about that next movie. Let's talk about, it's the saddest one to watch on this list. Not because it's a sad film or it's a bad film. It's because the lead is dead and the world of comedy would be so much better if he was not. And what is that film that you're crying over, sir?
Tommy Boy.
God damn it. Second best movie of 1995.
Oh, I love this movie.
I saw it when it first came out on video.
I did not, but I saw it probably when I was 11, and that made me realize how much I loved Chris Farley in movies.
Shit. I don't know where to start. This movie, it's a great comedy, but it has a lot of heart. You actually care about Tommy and his goals.
We actually went up to Sandusky on the way home from WrestleMania this year. It literally is a dead end. There's nothing there.
It's true. Callahan Auto Parts is not in business anymore. I guess he ultimately sold to the Japanese.
Damn, them damn Japs stealing all our jabs.
Favorite scene of Tommy Boy?
I always loved when Tommy Boy was sleeping and Richard Knock was doing the housekeeping voice. Housekeeping, you want me to jerk you off?
What kind of hotel is this?
Oh, it's you.
I'm torn. Either I like the part where he's like getting washed off the mud. He's like, I'm a maniac.
I love
Douche with mud, and Rob Lowe goes, "That's not mud, Chucko. These shoes are Italian. They're worth more than your life." Or where they're singing that song that they start crying. Don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby?
I'll keep it on if you keep it on. Ain't bothering me any.
That was like when we were driving home from Cleveland. We're like, "Oh, this song's on. Let's listen to it."
Yeah, let's listen to this one.
Um,
Also, like when Richard was staring at the chick in the pool, and when Tommy comes back, he's like, "I bet she dates one of the Yankees."
who was your favorite little rascal, Richard? Was it Alfalfa or Spanky?
Love that movie.
Is this Chris Farley's best role?
Yes.
I agree 100%. When I think Chris Farley, I think of this, even over SNL.
I think Tommy Boy, and then I think Matt Foley.
Same here with you.
Which, that's why I'm sad he died, because that was the next movie he was going to make.
That would have been insane.
That
As long as they don't make that with Melissa McCarthy.
I would be alright if they never make any movies with Melissa McCarthy anymore.
Yeah, same here. Same here. I also love the part where he goes, "What number did you call? 149er? Niner?"
Did I get your niner in there?
Tommy Boy, we're on back to our road trip films. Tommy Boy to me is the second best road movie of all time.
Oh, easily.
I just love it. It's a great story. It's really great when he flips the switch and becomes a good salesman. Just because he becomes a good salesman doesn't mean he's less funny of a character.
He flips the switch because he got wings.
Tommy went wingy.
Story of my life. Give me food and I'll be a nicer person.
Hey, that can change my mood, some good food.
Exactly.
I guess I should have been asking you this for a while. Would you give Tommy Boy a 10 out of 10?
I would give Tommy Boy an 11 out of 10.
Good man. So should I. Your rating makes me want to be a better person, Dan.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's talk about a new film. The newest film on our list. Step Brothers.
Dion, don't hate us.
I think Dion hates Step Brothers because of me. See, listeners, I was a much different person when I was in college, and not for the better.
He was an ass.
Hey, I still am an asshole. I haven't changed that. But I was so obsessed with this movie. Okay, let me give you a quick rundown. I did not see it when it first came out. I was aware of Will Ferrell, loved Will Ferrell. I knew who John C. Reilly was. But I was working a shitty job. I didn't really get much time to go out at night. This was during the summer between college, freshman, and sophomore year. So that summer, I caught Iron Man, I caught Speed Racer, dumb choice,
Ooh.
and I caught The Dark Knight. But when sophomore year of college hit, I saw Step Brothers on DVD, and god damn it, I have never laughed so hard watching a movie in my life.
Just thinking about this movie makes me laugh.
Dude, I do too. I remember where I was the first time I saw it. I was in my friend Toph's room, and our buddy Spencer brought the DVD down. And we watched it, and holy shit, people were coming down. What's wrong in here, guys? I couldn't stop laughing. We mentioned quotes. I think this is the most quotable film on our list. It's almost every fucking line is a fucking funny quote. I'm getting so excited talking about it.
There is a lot of quotes in this movie. Lick
the white dog shit. So let's try to talk about some of our favorite scenes without busting out into laughter. Oh, this is genuine. I'm looking at the Blu-ray box right now. I'm just laughing my ass off.
Anything that had to do with the drums was great.
Oh my god, and that fake
put my nuts on your drum set.
My drum set's a guy that makes you gay, you fucker.
Oh, I loved everything when they hated each other, but I loved everything when they actually became friends that much more.
Yep.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
You want to go do karate in the garage?
Yep. Hey, Dan, what's your favorite non-pornographic magazine to masturbate to?
Good Housekeeping.
You know, I gotta say, one of my favorite characters in this movie is Alice. Because
Derek's wife.
Yeah, when she wants to fuck him on Christmas, or no, she goes into the bathroom. Hey, my name's Jimmy. What's up, my dick? What? No. I think my favorite scene is not boats and hoes, but I love that.
Everybody loves boats and hoes.
My favorite scene may be when they're singing "Sweet Child of Mine," because I hate that song, and I hate all the characters singing it except Alice. And it's so fucking funny when he like almost wrecks. He's like, "Wow, wow, I'm Derek, and I can sing high like this," and he almost crashes. Oh.
Oh, how do you not talk about this movie without laughing?
I'm visually playing it in my head right now. I've seen it so many times. I love the mom and the dad, like when they go beat him up when they're having fucking sleepwalking.
You can't wake up. You can't wake him up. So he's sleepwalking. Bad things will happen.
I love when Brennan and Dale are fighting, and he gets thrown downstairs like, "I'm pre-diabetic."
I love when he hits him in the head with a shovel. He's like, "What are you doing? I'm burying you."
No, shut up! You're waking the neighbors. And then the part where Derek's trying to sell the house, and he's wrapped up in a fucking shower curtain. He's like, "The asbestos killed him. He just died last night."
You're embarrassing yourself, you geriatric fuck.
Oh my god, that was... You're fucking failures!
This house... prison on planet bullshit!
You know, we could actually do a Step Brothers quote-a-thon. And it would be the entire movie, because almost every scene is quotable.
It really is.
Even the stupid scenes are quotable.
There's very few parts in this movie you can't quote.
I love everything about it. Derek is an awesome asshole.
Yep.
I love it when he's like, "Hey, Derek, you know what's good for shoulder pain? If you lick my butthole."
Why are you so sweaty? Oh, I was watching Cops.
You're lying. Cops doesn't come out until 4. I guess we should talk about another film before we just devolve into just quoting Step Brothers back and forth. But I want to say one more line.
Do it.
This is a house of learned doctors. You and your mom are hillbillies. You curly headed fuck. My dad says your mom could live with us because she's hot and we both bang her. We'll let the retard live here too. Who's the retard? Y'all don't say that. Oh. Will Ferrell has never been funnier.
Oh.
A lot of smart people would argue that Anchorman's a better film.
Anchorman's a great film, but this movie is instant classic.
Anchorman's a lot like the 40-Year-Old Virgin and Knocked Up. It changes what it is. You know? It goes from straight-up comedy to trying to be having a message about, you know, women in the workplace. If you want to make a film about women in the workplace, great, make a film. You know, people are going to see it. But it almost stops being a comedy for a few minutes, and Step Brothers does not. And the fucking final scene at the Catalina wine mixer?
Fucking beautiful.
Fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's the Catalina wine mixer.
Fucking Rob Riggle. Oh my god, Dan, I just realized something. We made a huge fucking mistake.
What's that?
We forgot to put 21 Jump Street on this list.
Dude, we didn't put Ghostbusters on this list.
True, fuck. We'll have to do another top 10.
It's hard to do just 10.
Let me put it like this, listeners. We still have 2 more films, but every film on here is a 10. I fucking love every film on this list.
And there's a lot of films we want to put on this list, obviously, that we did not.
We just don't have, 8 hours to talk about comedy.
Not today, at least.
Well, we could. I just don't want to.
Later.
We're not that dedicated, goddammit.
Yeah, we have lives.
They're not that interesting, but they exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about number 2 on our list, Dan. This is the first film that wasn't a children's film that I got on VHS. It's the first film that I memorized lines to. It's the first film that I would watch, rewind, then watch again.
And it's the best road movie on this list.
And I would argue it's the best road film of all time, even better than Road Trip.
Ooh.
And if you have an attention span like a goldfish, well, then you have no clue what we're talking about. But we mentioned it earlier, and if you remember, that film is Dumb and Dumber, the 1994 classic directed by the Farrelly brothers.
Instant classic.
I do remember the first time I ever saw it was as a little kid. I was at my Uncle T-Bird's house, and they were cool. They always were a family that had like the newest movies right away. So I go over there one night, they're watching me, and they're like, "Hey, we got Jim Carrey's new movie, Dumb and Dumber." And I had seen Ace Ventura, I think, and I didn't like it. But I saw Dumb and Dumber, and I was like hooked instantly. This movie is a fucking classic, and it's still funny 22 years later.
It's only gotten funnier because of how long it's been out, and because of the terrible things they've done to it since.
True. The first one is a fucking comedy classic, gold, 10 out of 10, platinum, beautiful piece of perfection. The prequel sucks, and the sequel's not good.
The sequel isn't terrible.
Well, upon further review, I don't like the sequel because it changes who Harry and Lloyd are. They were dumb in the first movie, but they weren't morons. They obviously knew what sex was because they screwed each other over to fuck each other's girlfriends.
Yep.
They were dumb in certain contexts. Number 2 really ruined who they are as characters, but we're not talking about bad comedies. We're talking about the best comedies. Dan, what's your favorite teen?
Oh, how do you pick one scene from this movie?
Yeah!
Mock.
Yeah!
Ing.
Yeah!
Bird.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah! I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
Dude, don't be sorry. I love this movie. Another one. It's okay. I'm a limo driver.
When we were getting on the plane on last week, I wanted to jump onto the tarmac and just do that. But,
Dude,
airport security.
Didn't I do that once?
You didn't jump around and go, "It's okay, I'm a limo driver."
But I told that straight to you. I just looked at you and just went, "It's okay. I'm a limo driver."
And I applauded you, sir.
Instant classic movie.
Even as a kid, I had this soundtrack, and I loved everything about this movie so much that I had the soundtrack on cassette and would listen to it. I don't think your average 5-year-old or 6-year-old was really into Dumb and Dumber music, that type of music, progressive rock. But hey, because it was in Dumb and Dumber, I liked it.
Now, boys and girls, soundtrack or cassette tapes is those rectangle things your grandparents have that are completely obsolete today. It's almost like a CD. Now, a CD is a disc that has music on it.
And if you really don't know your grandparents or don't have any, which would be sad, if you ever see a hipster wearing an ill-fitted t-shirt that has a rectangle that has 2 circles in it, and it says Ed Format or something witty that's not that funny, that's a cassette too.
That is what a cassette is right there.
We always say our best comedies are quotable, and this movie is quotable as shit. I love the part when he goes, "Nice skis, are they yours?" "Yeah." "Both of them?" "Wow." Or, this movie's also impacted my life. Anytime someone is holding me up and I really want to get going, the first thing that runs through my mind is, "For God's sakes, just give me the damn number!" When his leg's on fire.
I love the end where he gets shot in the chest. He's like, "Well, what if he'd have shot me in the face?" That was a risk we were willing to take.
Yeah, you can sign right here, right after you kiss my ass. Another great part is when Jim Carrey leaves the bar, and he's like, "No way! We landed on the moon!" I also say that to random people. They just look at me like I'm a fucking moron. Which isn't too far off, but still. God damn it, I love Dumb and Dumber. The only thing that saddens me about Dumb and Dumber is that you cannot get the original cut on Blu-ray anymore. Ever. Actually, you've never been able to get the original cut on Blu-ray.
That is saddening.
It's for dumb reasons. It's for licensing of the music. They released this unrated cut and took out a few of the songs, maybe just one. But as the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead is not in the film for sure. And the unrated cut's just not as funny. There's a few jokes that kill the pacing of the film. And I don't know. I just don't enjoy it as much. I don't even think the original's on Netflix.
I do love when they talk to Harlan Williams after they got pulled over. Pull over! No, it's Cardigan!
Thanks for noticing. Been sipping back on some of Grandpa's old cough medicine? Shut your mouth if you knew it was good for you. Oh, the party goes tic-tac, sir. Get the hell out of here.
Get the hell out of here.
Oh, man. That movie is phenomenal. I owned it on VHS, got it on DVD, got the unrated cut on DVD. Ugh. Um, that's a movie I would go check out. Like if they did a rescreening of the original at a local theater, would go do it. Would love it.
I would.
Try not to quote it every 5 seconds.
I bet if you did quote it, people would not even be mad.
Yeah, because I absolutely love that movie. We're talking about a little place called Aspen.
Where the beer flows like wine.
Women instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano. Oh my god. Well, I could honestly quote Dumb and Dumber even more so than Step Brothers, but I won't because we got to talk about our number one film.
Which is a movie we could easily quote more than anything else we've listed.
Yeah, because
we literally do.
We do. We've dressed up as these characters on multiple Halloweens. Hell, we did it this past Halloween.
And people love us.
We do. It's an eye catcher. As soon as you walk in the room as these two guys, everyone wants to come over and talk to you and say "Party time, excellent." And if you don't know what the fuck we're talking about Wayne's World. It's a movie.
Excellent.
We like it.
Love it.
This was a movie that I got on tape as a kid from McDonald's. I don't know if anybody remembers when McDonald's gave out videotapes for like $2.99 with a combo meal, but that was the case in the 90s. That's how I got into Back to the Future, my favorite movie.
Our demographic will not understand that.
I don't know. I think our demographic is older, so I think they'll understand.
Some of them might.
Noah R. will not.
No, we're sorry, Noah.
That's okay. We're teaching Noah something that he won't learn in school.
That's right.
And you can't teach that.
How you doing?
Yeah, but Wayne's World is just to me, it's the most 90s film, and it's so good. It's so fucking good.
There is not a bad part of this movie.
No, Mike Myers is excellent. I don't consider Mike Myers a fantastic actor, but he's fantastic as Wayne Campbell. Dana Carvey as Garth Algar, phenomenal, funny as shit. It's really weird how our friendship parallels them, and how I consider world-class bullshitters like my Wayne's World, you know?
And with you as always is Dan.
Yeah, really. Like today, we were out and about. There was Dan. Instead of a Mirthmobile, I got a Volkswagen. But, I'd much rather have my car than the Mirthmobile.
Yeah, because we all can fit in your car.
Yeah.
And by we all, I mean us too.
And sometimes,
sometimes a third person.
Yeah, because there's no fourth seat in my car. But I like Brian Doyle Murray as Noah, Rob Lowe, not Kurt Russell, and not Kurt Loder. Russell. We'll just call him Russell. He's awesome.
Kurt Fuller,
thank you. He's married to Kitty Foreman from That 70s Show. Yeah, whatever. I mean, she's not ugly.
Tia Carrere, Cassandra, and even Stacy, his insane ex.
Laura Flynn Boyle.
Yeah.
I lost you 2 months ago, Stacy.
Get the net.
No, but that movie starts out with that commercial for Noah's Arcade, which isn't important. But as soon as you get to Wayne and Garth, which is in the first, 4 minutes, you would say?
Oh, yeah.
It's instantly quotable. It becomes a classic by the Bohemian Rhapsody scene. And the Bohemian Rhapsody scene is in the first 10 minutes of the film.
And that scene alone will sell everybody on that movie because that is hilarious.
You know this. I hate Queen, but I like that song because it's in Wayne's World.
Because of that one scene, you can listen to that song.
That's true. And, speaking of Bohemian Rhapsody and shit, you know how the Suicide Squad trailer used it?
Yep.
Word on the street is that the next Suicide Squad trailer uses Ballroom Blitz.
Suicide Squad, Wayne's World 3.
Hey, if Wayne and Garth showed up in this movie, it'd be my favorite superhero movie, even over Spider-Man 2.
Let's hope they do.
Hey, I want to have a new favorite. I want to be entertained. I want to find a better comedy that I love as much as Wayne's World, but it ain't happening.
It's almost impossible.
I mean, you had This Is the End. 21 Jump Street, honestly, if I was making my own personal list, 21 Jump Street would have been on this. But Wayne's World is just, it's in a different league. It's transcended the 90s. A lot of 90s films are forgettable, like Airheads. I love Airheads with a fucking passion.
But
nobody talks about that.
Easily forgettable.
Well, to the layperson.
Yeah.
To me, Airheads, I've probably seen Airheads 35 times.
I might have seen Airheads twice.
Oh, I gotta buy you a copy. If we're gonna talk about movies with great casts, Airheads has Chris Farley, 2 Ghostbusters,
boom,
Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler when he was still funny. Joe
which
Matanga.
which is saying something right there.
It's got Michael Richards while he was still a racist. Michael McKean. It's a great film. It plays off of Wayne's World. You could show, okay, if there was a time capsule that we were going to send off into space and we wanted to let people know what the 90s was actually like, I think we would put Wayne's World, we would put Airheads, and I think we would put
A Super Nintendo.
And I'm trying to think of a third film. Maybe Mallrats. Something that, because you would not show a time capsule of like Die Hard 3 because that New York is not like that.
No.
But the 90s were like Wayne's World. I remember certain shit that they showed in that movie from the 90s. Same with Airheads. I remember certain things like Crash Test Dummies. You know, the toys? The Incredible Crash
I
Dummies?
remember those.
I had all of them. I'm just saying, those were the best films. They're like a microcosm of what 1990s America was like.
That was in the 90s.
It was great. But back to Wayne's World. Best scene for you.
From the opening to the end.
I'm going to give you that thing, too.
Because
I'm going to make you a no-hump guarantee.
I'm making no spew guarantee. If you're going to spew into this.
I think I don't know if my favorite scene is when the T-1000 rolls up to him. Have you seen this boy? Ah! We got Robert Patrick, which is great.
I love that. Or when fucking Ed O'Neill is insane at Stan Mikita's.
I had never done an insane thing before in my life.
Why is it when a man kills a man in the heat of battle, it's called heroic? But when he kills a man in the heat of passion, it's called murder.
Hello! I think my favorite scene is when he goes to Cassandra. He's like, yeah, I'm not the best looking, and I don't have the most money, and yeah, I get this weird clicking sound in my jaw when I eat, and blah, blah, blah. But you know what the worst part is? I never learned to read.
Is that true?
All except the reading part.
You
You and I both know that there's no film in this camera. Fall out.
Where's the band then? Hey, Wayne. Oh, I didn't
guys.
see you there.
Campbell, Wayne, go home.
Is that you?
Wayne.
Is that you or the snake?
Campbell?
I love that this is the second movie we have on the list with Rob Lowe as the bad guy.
Oh, yeah. He's not banging his stepmom in this one.
Nope. He's just trying to bang everybody.
Rob Lowe is the best comedy bad guy.
He is.
It's funny how so many of these movies also have duos of guys that become friends and then break up and then get back together at the end.
I love how they break up in this one. They just stop hanging out and then they just go, all right, I'm sorry.
I've always wanted to open a door to people training like in James Bond movies.
Wicked.
Again, Wayne's World 10 out of 10, perfect movie for me. It hits every base and what I want. I watch it a lot and I could watch it, but it's the ultimate movie to put on and do other stuff too. Because you can look over occasionally and get into the story, but you can listen to it and get everything.
I've almost downloaded an MP3 file of this movie to put it on my phone so I can listen to it at work, and I will have every picture of the movie in my head and be happy.
You should do that. You should do that and put it on a flash drive for me so I can do it on my phone, and then when the next road trip we go on,
we just listen to
Wayne's World. You know what? I used to want to listen to Star Wars or other movies. No, I want to listen to fucking Wayne's World because all the jokes will hit. The only joke you won't get to see is when he's in his underwear humping the model.
And it's a gratuitous sex scene.
Excellent! Speaking of sex scenes, I had she's not really an aunt anymore. She got remarried, but she's really, really, really religious. I'm talking like scary religious, like in that movie. Well, when I was a kid, I had said that I had seen Wayne's World, and she told my mom that it was a terrible sex movie that I should never watch. So my mom's like, I heard this isn't a good movie, you shouldn't watch it. So what I did is I took the movie and I went and put it in my VCR that very minute. And then to this day I talk about Wayne's World. I say, Mom, it's such a terrible sex film. I shouldn't watch it, should I? She just looks at me and realizes, 1, how wrong she was, 2, how crazy that lady was, and 3, how excellent Wayne's World is.
Because Wayne's World is a classic.
Wayne's World is the best comedy of all time, according to this list. We would love to hear your list. If you want to talk to us for an hour, we'll listen. We'd love to hear what you have to say.
We listen to our fans. It's okay.
We do. And even when they tell us terrible things like, we hope you die, I just delete those comments.
Thanks. And you know what? I learned something today.
What was that?
I learned that money Great hair, perfect body can get you far in America. Almost to the top. But it can't get you everything.
I learned something too. Platonic love between two men can exist. Oh, I'm glad you beat me to the punch with that fucking quote.
Nah,
That's a
I
running
love
joke
that
of the
movie.
show.
I love this movie.
You know, if you haven't listened to our other episodes and you like this one, check out our That 90s episode. We talk about Wayne's World and a couple other 90s, obviously it's a 90s themed episode, but a couple other comedy related things. You know, World Class Bullshitters has a little bit of something for everybody. If you like comedy, check out this thing. If you want to hear me rant about Star Wars, that's our most popular video with 19,000 views. Check that out. You know, we're growing. We're going to have something about every genre eventually, except romantic comedies.
No rom-coms here. Fuck you.
I don't even think there's probably like one rom-com I like, and I can't even think of the name right now.
I didn't hate 50 First Dates.
That's a good movie. Oh, my favorite rom-com is The Wedding Singer. I love that movie.
That's a good movie.
You know, we didn't mention Adam Sandler. We don't hate on old Adam Sandler. Actually, we love old Adam Sandler movies.
Billy Madison is the best movie of the 31st century. That's why it's not on this list. It hasn't come out yet.
Phil, fuck me in the ass, right?
Fucking Phil.
No, we're going to do a separate list for Adam Sandler films. We're going to have a lot more lists. So, in a roundabout way, subscribe to the channel. Check us out. We'll have lists every once in a while. In the comments, if you want to tell us what other top 10 lists you'd like to see, let us know.
If there's a movie missing that we didn't put on here that you think should be on here, tell us and we'll tell you it's our list and fuck off.
Yeah, you know what? Tweet us. Tell us we're wrong. We want to hear what you got to say. Good or bad. Tell us on Facebook. Tell us anywhere. God damn it, if you find me in public, tell me when I'm taking a shit.
If they find you while you're taking a shit, I think we have a different problem.
Yeah. Strike that. Don't follow me if I'm taking a shit.
Yeah. That'd be creepy.
Well, Dan, I think this little episode, it's time to put this baby to bed. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Nope.
Good. All right. Well, I'm Wayne Campbell. That is Garth Algar. Stay excellent.
Excellent show, man.
Nice dissolve.
How did we forget that movie?
I know. We forgot Squalls. Fuck.
We'll do another list.
Yes, listeners, we will do another list. Don't worry. 21 Jump Street and Tropic Thunder will be on that list. But make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, World Class Bullshitters. Twitter using the hashtag WCBS. Email us at worldclassbs@mail.com. The best mail.
.com. Yeah.
I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me as always is Dan Kane. Good night, America, and the rest of the world.